Hundreds of thousands of residents in southwestern Sydney are in their first full night of strict stay-at-home orders, allowing only essential workers to travel out of Blacktown. And even then, they must be COVID tested every 3 days. I spoke with Blacktown Mayor Tony Bleasedale about how the community's responded during day one of the tighter restrictions.
Blacktown City, a city of 400,000 people. People are very disappointed with the ongoing pandemic, and of course, these restrictions mean life is going to be a lot more tougher, a lot more miserable, for want of a better description. But nevertheless, look, we understand the problem. And I think Blacktown City Council and, of course, the residents themselves really understand that in order to get on top of this, we've got to be a part of the regulations, the plan to get rid of the virus and make sure people get the vaccine. It's as simple as that. There's no other solution.
When it does come to the vaccine, what's been the reaction from the community there in terms of uptake of the vaccine? We've obviously seen hesitancy, particularly surrounding AstraZeneca. What's the community reaction there?
Well, look, you know yourself, the campaign against AstraZeneca has been operating for about 12 months through various parts of Australia, in my opinion. I myself, I've had the AstraZeneca, I've had the 2 shots. My wife has had the AstraZeneca, my family's had the AstraZeneca. So, you know, the issue with AstraZeneca really is a non-issue, in my opinion. It is a vaccine that will save your life and save your family's lives. And, you know, if you love your children, you love your family, go and get the vaccine, whether it's AstraZeneca or whatever it may be, because you have an obligation to deal with this issue ASAP, in my opinion. So our community, I believe, is convinced that it needs to be done now.
Right, and I understand there are over 180 different languages spoken in the Blacktown local government area. Has that been a barrier when it comes to communicating either the vaccine rollout and also these current restrictions, or do you think that that's been done effectively enough?
No, look, in terms of Blacktown City Council, we produce material in a whole range of different languages. I myself, I produce on a regular basis CDs and, of course, videos in terms of dealing with the virus from the very beginning. So our community are well versed in what we as a council are concerned about, is in that they themselves be involved in solving the problem. So I believe communication's been quite good. And that's why in terms of yesterday, we only had 15 infections in Blacktown City in terms of the virus. So, as against what's happening in Cumberland and other LGA areas. So when you have a look at the material that's produced by Blacktown City Council, the communication between myself as the mayor to the community, I really believe, I'm confident that most people are aware of the issue. The issue is the concern about vaccine, and this should not be any concern. The time is over for people to be in doubt. Get the vaccine.
What about criticism over the fairness of these quite strict restrictions for suburbs of southwestern Sydney? We've heard criticism from locals, from residents, that it's not fair and they feel like they're being effectively singled out.
Look, I think the reality of southwest Sydney, western Sydney, we are the economic heart of New South Wales. Consequently, we employ tens of thousands of people in various industries right throughout. And of course, obviously, a larger workforce than anywhere else in New South Wales. So people may feel that they in some way are not being given the support that other suburbs are being given, such as Bondi and other places, but that's not the issue. The issue here is we don't require division. What we want to do is join together and fix this problem, as has been, or put in place the plan, as has been put in place by the New South Wales government in particular. So this issue of one, unfair suburbs being treated differently really is a red herring, in my opinion. Let's get on with the job and fix this problem ASAP. But if you look at the capacity of Western Sydney, we ourselves have the capacity in Blacktown City through industry to produce these vaccines ourselves if we're given the license to do it. And that's a reality in Blacktown City. It is an incredibly huge manufacturing area, and of course, Southwest Sydney as well.
And finally, Mr Mayor, you're at home doing the right thing. The majority of your constituents, if not all of them, are obviously at home tonight as well, trying to do the right thing. What do you make of the protests that we saw take place in Sydney today?
Yeah, it's very, very disappointing, I must tell you, because I realise and understand what we need to do and what should be done. I realise what is going to save lives. I realise as a council, Blacktown City Council, we are determined to find and be a part of the solution. The part of the solution is having people being vaccinated. That is the part of the solution. You know, whether you, from when I was a child, whether it was polio, diphtheria, smallpox, tuberculosis, what saved our lives was vaccination. And this will be the solution to this problem. Already, of course, in Blacktown City, we've set up the Emergency Operations Centre has been established with the Mount Perth Police, bringing together combined resources of health and everything else. So we, as a city, Blacktown City, we're determined with our residents to fix the problem. And to fix the problem, I'm telling everybody, you go out there and get vaccinated ASAP, because I know if we do this, we will save your life. We will save your family's lives, your children's lives, your mum and dad's lives. So in terms of the demos today, very disappointing. It's a point of view. People should have the right to demonstrate, but in terms of using any form of violence and the like is absolutely not acceptable. Simple as that.